We're almost halfway through the EA Sports College Football 25 season, and we've got some more updates to talk about that are coming soon that a lot of you have been asking about. It's crazy to think that we're already 5 months into EA College Football 25, and really shortly we're going to be on the back half of that and gearing up for 26. We waited so long for this game, and it's already halfway through the first season, but with that also means that the big mid-season update is on the way for this game. Now, it could drop sometime this month or maybe early next month. We're about 3 weeks since the last big title update, but with the holidays coming up soon, sometimes with EA that does tend to throw off the dates a little bit for some of these updates. So we're either going to be getting that update sometime this month or very early next month. And there's still a ton of stuff that people want added to the game. There's still a number of things that they're going to try to address. There's some meta stuff they want to fix. So we're going to talk about all the stuff that you can possibly be expecting in that next big update. And if you're new to the channel and you never want to miss out on any of these important updates when they drop, because sometimes we get multiple of them every single month, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on so you don't miss any of these videos when they go live. So let's first talk about gameplay. Now, there's been a ton of gameplay updates all year long. We see the same thing with Madden every single year. It's the #1 thing that's going to be updated every time there is a title update for either game. And we've seen a lot of that this year with College 25. And in fact, I think they've done a really good job at kind of staying ahead of the meta a little bit, trying to fix some of the issues and all those good things. So what can we expect this time around? Well, they're going to always continue attacking the meta. We saw in the last update, they finally got rid of the double mug defenses. Now, they still work to some degree, but they don't work as well as they did before, and they weren't as glitchy as before. We also saw them fix a number of issues with coverage shells and things like that. However, when they patch up certain metas, new ones start to take form, and there's a couple of really good defenses that are going around right now. In fact, I posted one of them recently on my Patreon. The link is on the screen if you do want to check that out. I think it's the best defense in the game right now, but these are the types of things that they do look into patching, and then we have to go out and kind of find the new best method on defense, because as you know, in a lot of these games, defense is usually at a disadvantage to the offense, so you kind of have to get creative with defense. So there are still some really good blitzes in the game that people are using. Some of those are probably going to be addressed in this update. Probably not every single one, but they're definitely going to always look to stay ahead of the meta. And even on offense, a lot of times, they're tinkering with some of these powerful formations that people like to use, like shotgun bunch and things of that nature. Now, there's also something that happened recently with the last update that I've seen a lot of people talking about. It seems like Heisman difficulty kind of got just way overpowered in the last update. Now, some people might say, well, Heisman's always overpowered, and to a certain degree it is. That's kind of how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be difficult. It does cheat a little bit here and there, but it seems like with this last update, especially when it comes to blocking on both sides, both for the computer and for the user, kind of just seems like things are a little out of whack, so they're probably going to be looking into adjusting that again. Sometimes when they update things, they tinker with stuff and they don't tell us about it, or they inadvertently kind of change things around, because that's just what happens when you're messing with code. So then they kind of have to go into the next update and either fix the problem that they caused or dial back whatever they did secretly. And a lot of times they just kind of secretly pull levers and move things around without really telling us, and that's probably what they did with Heisman. So I do think they're going to be addressing that, because right now Heisman difficulty does seem a little bit crazier than it should be. Now, in terms of abilities and rosters, we're going to still see some more updates with that as well. We did get 2 big roster updates already this year, and with this past title update, we saw a lot of the abilities get shuffled around. But with this next update coming up, this is going to be the official kind of mid-season update for College Football 25, as I said, because we're going to be almost about 6 months into the game. But also, it's going to kind of mark the end of the regular season in college football, as well as we're going to be moving into the playoff. And every year in Madden, when we get to the end of the regular season and into the playoffs, they usually do kind of a refresh to the rosters and the ratings, because now we have a full season's worth of data to look at. So they're going to be moving players up or down, especially those players that have just been going crazy. They're going to probably reshuffle some abilities or add more players with abilities again, and they're going to do some team updates in terms of rankings and stuff like that as we head into the playoff season. Now, we're going to continue on with the rest of the updates you need to know about, but really quickly, I do want to mention that we are still sponsored by Underdog. They've been a huge supporter of the channel, and hey, if you like sports and you like winning money, then you gotta be on Underdog playing their pick'em game. Basically, all you have to do is pick higher or lower on player stats, and if they hit, you can win some big money. But the best part about Underdog is they give you free plays when you sign up, and they give you free money to start with, so who doesn't like that? So for example, if you want to sign up and play for Thursday Night Football tomorrow, they're going to give you Jalen Hurts to get a single yard, meaning all he has to do is pass for 1 yard, and that's it, you win. If you prefer the NBA this weekend, they're going to give you Victor Wembanyama to get a single point. If you want to wait till Sunday football, you can get Aaron Rodgers to get a single yard. Or for Monday Night Football, they'll give you CJ Stroud to get a single yard. Basically, no matter when you sign up, there's going to always be a free play like this either in the NFL or the NBA for you to take advantage of. And if you use my code RAY, R-A-Y, they'll also give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash to start out with, and you just can't beat that. Now, in terms of Dynasty mode, I've been getting a lot of questions lately about the mode in terms of what could they possibly be adding during the rest of the year. Things like a trophy room, for example. That's a popular one that people have been asking about. Or there's just some other things from like NCAA 14 that didn't make it in to College Football 25. Some of the bigger things in the mode. Those types of things, I would not expect them to be adding during the release of this game. Mainly what they've done for Dynasty during the release of this game is clean up any bugs that were there. And they've tinkered with some stuff like player editing and things like that, allowing you to edit players a little bit more than when the game dropped. But in terms of things like a trophy room or just adding other big features like a stadium creator, for example, for the team builder, those types of things, you're probably not going to be getting that until the next iteration of the game, which would be College Football 26. The bigger things like that usually do not get added in an update. And if they do, they're usually very early in the year, like the first or second update of the year. It could be a feature that they've been working on and it wasn't quite ready for the launch of the game, but after a month or two, it's ready and then they'll put it in an update. But by this point of the year, you're usually not going to be getting any big features to the mode. It's going to be just making sure everything's running smoothly, fixing up any minor bugs that might pop up, adjusting some little things here or there. But the big features for this mode, we probably aren't going to see any of those until the next game in July. And the same goes for Road to Glory. And we've really seen this year, they haven't really done much for Road to Glory post-launch. It's basically just been server-side stuff, bug fixes. They haven't really added anything new to the mode. And again, things like High School and Road to Glory, those type of things you're not going to see until the next iteration of the game if they decide to put them in. Going forward for the rest of the year, the main updates we're going to see are going to be gameplay related stuff, roster related, and then moving on to like uniforms and equipment and playbooks, we could still see some stuff with that. I know we're definitely still getting more uniform updates. They've been very, very good about that in this game. They've continued to give us more and more uniforms, helmets, everything since the drop of the game. Every single update, you know, we've gotten like 20 new uniforms. This last one, we got 60 different things overall between different helmets and different combinations. They gave us a lot of new uniform stuff. Now, a couple of new ones that I think they are working on, they're working on a ton because teams are constantly unveiling new ones and signing off on different ones to be in the game. But Texas A&M, for example, a few weeks back debuted the all black uniform, so those should be coming. The Virginia Tech all orange should be coming. They do have the orange for their old uniforms, but they don't have it in the new look, so we should be getting that soon, and a bunch of other ones as well, but those are just two off the top of my head that we should be seeing in this update. And in terms of equipment and playbooks, we did get a lot of equipment stuff in the last update, so we might not really get much of that in this one, but there are still certain things that are in Madden that aren't in college football, like the updated arm sleeve, for example, the different Nike arm sleeves and stuff like that. So I'm not sure why those aren't in college football yet, because we saw that they brought the cleats and the face masks and stuff like that over to college football, but they're still not using the new sleeves yet. So I do think we could be seeing that soon, but that would probably be the only thing equipment wise, maybe for the rest of the year, that we're going to be seeing in College Football 25 until the next iteration of the game. And in terms of playbooks, the early updates, they were actually adding a lot of new playbook stuff. They added some new defensive stuff, a lot of new things on offense, some new formations, but we haven't seen any playbook updates for like the last couple of months. So I do think we're about due for them to be adding some more of that stuff to the game as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to potentially seeing that in this next update that's dropping very soon. Now, if you want to know about all the cool things that were added in this previous update not that long ago, if you happen to miss all the different uniforms, helmets, and equipment that was added, because there was a ton of it, make sure you check out this video right here on the screen.